good.
Okay.
Gotta blow it.
Yeah. We're leaving that in.
Oh, God. I'm like blowing it. Sorry. Okay,
that's the soupy beans
testing?
I've heard of.
Soupy beans.
Okay. Welcome back
Welcome
to another episode of
Gives and Takes.
And today we're super excited because we have our first guest on the pod. Yay!
Jen.
Yay!
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
No
Jen.
pressure.
No pressure.
Okay, so I'm Jen. I have the talking stick.
Yeah.
I
closer.
am.
Yes.
I am Sabrina's sister-in-law. And I don't know anything else about myself at this time.
That's okay.
That's great.
That's fair.
That's great.
I like to juggle.
Ooh.
And I like rocks.
Nice.
We
love it.
both very cool hobbies.
Not at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not juggling rocks. Juggling, comma.
Rocks.
Got it. Nice. Awesome. We're so happy to have our first guest.
Woohoo! Jen, do you use like a tumbler? Like, do you collect rocks? And then, like, do you have like a little tumbling thing that you use? Or you just collect them?
I thought you meant the social media.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like,
oh,
I was like, that's the question that we're
we're
going
starting.
into. No, I was actually never a Tumblr girl though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was.
Me neither.
I was more of a Facebook
Okay.
Yeah.
Facebook rat than a Tumblr girl.
Mm.
I do have a rock tumbler. Doesn't seem to like really work that well though. It's like the cheap like one you would get. And I kind of like, I like the rocks as they are.
Yeah, with the integrity.
But like, yeah, like, I don't know, I feel like once you like polish them and really like make them super clean and everything, it's like, I don't know, I like them just as rocks.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's so fair.
They all start to look the same, I feel. When you like polish that, you know, they all kind of end up looking a little bit the same, but their unpolishedness is what makes them unique, just like all of us.
Aww.
And all of you, take your tots, but take a shower. We're not telling you to like not polish yourselves.
Please polish.
Please polish.
A little bit.
Wait, just a little loofah, a little African net scrub. Have you guys seen those?
I had one. The African net thing.
Yeah.
No, those are actually really, really cool. I lost it when I moved from Wisconsin to here. But 10 out of 10.
Nice. So what is it for people who don't know?
So it's essentially like a loofah that is just like a long string, basically, like but it's like a thick loofah, and the netting on it is a little bit like bigger holes, but the actual material of it is a little bit more like abrasive than like a standard loofah.
That sounds nice. Did you guys know that you can grow your own loofahs? Like, and don't quote me on that.
Where?
I like in the back in your backyard, like you can grow it. I'm 100% not sure if this is real, so don't come at me. Just saying.
Like a loofah seed?
Yeah. Like it's like a plant. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
But, if it's not, please don't cancel me.
Did you hear about this from somebody that called you and they were also like a Nigerian prince and asked you to send them a bunch of gift cards?
Yeah. And I did. He was so nice.
And you're still waiting on them. You're still waiting on them to cut you in on the $1 million deal, right?
Wait, it says grow loofahs in your garden. You guys.
Okay. So these are like, I mean, of course, then they're natural, so they're not like the plastic one I've got dangling in my bath.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What does it like look like when it grows?
It's giving corn.
Like it's giving loofah corn.
Yeah.
Like, look at that.
Oh my. We'll post this on the Instagram. Everybody give your thoughts on...
Thoughts and prayers to loofahs.
Yeah. I'm into it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What should we do with housekeeping? Should we do some housekeeping?
Let's talk about the giveaway.
Okay, you guys. Giveaway time. So, if you're watching the video, check it out. Ashley and I now have our merch. Ooh, we're sporting.
Jen's is in the mail.
It is in the mail.
So it's that
is.
time of year for crazy delivery times.
Yes, we have our mugs. We have our Take Your Top mugs. We have our sweatshirts, and Jen is getting her long sleeve soon. She got stickers and
a candle.
Yes,
Ooh,
the one that says the badonk one.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And I think I got a hoodie too, right?
Yeah, you got a hoodie. Yeah. Okay, cool. So
much merch.
I know,
Thank you.
we're excited.
We love the support.
Don't forget to get some merch, and then if you purchase it in the month of December, because we know that shipping time takes a while, but if you at least purchase it in the month of December, we'll enter you for 10 entries for our giveaway, which we just started building our little basket of goodies today. So you will be very pleasantly pleased and a little surprised with all of our stuff that we're going to give you. So post on your Instagram stories, tag us, do it. Don't make us come to your house and
make us find you.
We'll have your addresses from the shipping.
But then if they buy it, then they're safe.
Yeah, true. Well, that's true. That's true.
So then you're safe. You're on the good list.
Mm-hmm.
But you might be on the naughty list if you don't purchase them in December.
Especially if we're one of your top podcasts of the year. Make it make sense. You know, we've got everything on there. We've got all of the things for leveling up in 2025. We've got an amazing journal to start your goals, and then you can light one of those amazing candles and have a little chuckle to yourself every time you light it. They're amazing.
It would be a great gift too, because the badonk one, it's like if you are burning this candle or if you light this candle, that means that you have a great badonk. Who in your life has a great badonk? You're probably just out of 2, 3. Oh, thank you. 2, 3, 5 people in your life. Gift those great blessed badonk people a badonk candle.
My grandmother comes to mind.
Absolutely.
You guys were my top podcast. I was just trying to find it.
Yay! And you're wrapped?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
What might come up.
Wrapped? It does take a while to flip through all those things.
Not the wrap-ussy too. Did you notice on the wrap how it it looks
kind of do that. Where'd it go?
The wrap. Oh, it does kind of.
It
is giving
wrap-ussy. Yeah.
But you
That's
guys
awesome.
were my top podcast.
Yay! Woo! Okay,
Woo-hoo!
so send that to us too. We would love to see it. So make sure that you post it, tag us, all the good things. I feel like that's our housekeeping. Do you have anything else for the good of the order? Corrections.
Small wins.
Small wins.
Do we want to do a small win?
We can do small wins.
I have a personal small win.
Please.
This week I found out at work that I was way far behind on a goal that we as a team all set, and it was basically an impossible task to have hit the goal by the end of the week. But if
you did it,
I hit the goal,
yes!
And if everybody on our team it was a call goal for 10 weeks. If everybody hit it, we each get an addition. We get a $2,000 bonus. And so
That's amazing.
I'm so glad that I finally I went back and I was I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Turns out I wasn't looking at the right numbers. That's classic me. Details are the bane of my existence. And I made 100 each week. You're supposed to do 100 calls, and I did 175.
Hell yeah!
To make sure that everybody got the 2K, and so it just feels like such a win.
Good for you.
Going on that cruise, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, there's our booze money.
Yeah. There you go. That's awesome.
Any small wins for either of you?
Ooh. Gosh, I should have been thinking when you were talking. I'm on Christmas break, and I had a snow day yesterday, so it was extended by one day, and it was a snow day, if you remember as kids, or if you're also a teacher, that you don't expect at all. Nothing in my brain was thinking it was going to be a snow day on Friday, and it was just a really pleasant surprise to wake up. I truly felt like a kid again when your parents wake you up and they're like, it's a snow day, you can go back to bed, and then you're like, yes, and then you just head hits the pillow, you crash out. That was exactly how it went.
My parents never did that. They always woke us up, got us completely ready for school, and made us sit in front of the TV and find out ourselves if we had the snow day.
They're like, you figure it out.
And we'd have to wait to the S's. You know how grueling that was?
Yeah,
But it was always so exciting when it did finally come up, but
Yeah.
it was such a letdown when it didn't, you know?
Oh, I know. That's the worst feeling. That's why I don't check anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's something online called Snow Day Calculator, and I don't check that because it'll tell you, like, it's a 98% chance, and then it won't happen. And it's the worst feeling in the world because then you, like, stay up a little later. You know, you watch an episode longer than you should have of something, and it's just... But anyway, that's my win. Snow days are awesome.
Love
and
it.
I'm on break now, so I'm thriving.
Love.
17 days off. It feels like a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah. It's a healthy amount. Yeah.
And I think you needed it.
I really do.
Yeah.
Like, my mind has been just so, like... I have so many tabs open right now in my brain, and I'm really excited to, like, shut down half of them temporarily. Just X out of them. So,
what are you planning on doing with your time off? Like, you gonna be more productive or, like, chill? Both.
There's a lot of chilling that's gonna happen. I'm sorry, I think that I just splashed my juice at you a little bit. Okay.
It's good for the plot.
I'm definitely gonna chill. I'm gonna sleep in, catch up on my sleep, but I'm also hoping to paint my basement. So if anyone wants to help.
What color?
James and I are between like 3 colors right now. We have like very dark, moody colors, which I'm very scared of, but every Pinterest that I find is like a dark, moody basement with like cool gold lights and like a bright couch that kind of lightens
Art Deco.
up. Exactly. It's like going to be very, very dark and moody, but also a vibe because the rest of my house is like white, essentially, like very bright colors. And I would love somewhere to go in my house that's like very dark and where I can just feel all my feels.
Vibey.
Yeah. Vibey,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, so hopefully paint and get that done and then do a lot of things, background things for the podcast. So much is in store for you guys, so thank you for hanging out with us. Do you have any small wins?
I believe so. I start school next month.
Yay!
Taking a couple classes, you know, to find interests and things.
Yes.
So excited about that.
Yay!
Learning.
Hashtag smart.
That's right.
And honestly, I've just been chilling. Like, the last few months have just been really chill.
Yeah.
And it's just been
That's nice.
so nice.
Yeah.
Just to take a break and, like, slow down and just chill.
That's amazing. That feels
awesome.
really good.
I'm a little jealous.
It's been really nice.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds really good.
So what do we think? Should we jump into the lore?
Let's do it. Yes.
So today we kind of have a hodgepodge of just some crazy stories. We all collectively decided that we are the types of people that choose violence. I'm kidding. But we all have pretty crazy stories. I mean, it's life. And none of us are 30 yet, and I think we've got some pretty hair-raising stories for everyone, all mixed in with some of the classic Reddit stories. So super excited to get into it. Do either of you want to start it off?
Who knows goes?
I have a story that I chose violence.
Yay! Okay, let's go.
And I can't remember if you've heard this story or not.
Okay, I'm excited.
Because I didn't prep a story because I knew I would just think of one. So this is the one that came to mind. And it has to do with my dearest brother, James, who is also Sabrina's husband. And he is 14 months older than me. So we were best friends, but always fought when we were little. And I remember there was this one time that we were younger. I don't know how old I was, probably like 5. So he was probably like 6, give and take.
Nice.
And he was just being annoying, as brothers do. And I was trying to chill. I love to just chill as a kid and watch my shows. I love Rugrats, Barton. I was just trying to mind my business. And he was not. And he kept sitting right in front of me to block my view of the TV. And
immediate fight.
Yeah, and he was shirtless, and we were just all little kids, and
never wearing clothes.
Literally. And I think I got up and moved once or twice, but I just escalated it real quick. I just reached my hand out, and from like the top of his shoulders all the way down to his waist, I just clawed his back. And like my fingernails were so long,
gosh.
like they left like marks, and he was like ran away screaming.
Like raised marks.
And I sat there and I was like,
serves
my
you right.
My parents were so concerned. But I don't know, I just went 0 to 100 right there, and I just chose the violence, and he's a really nice guy now. Yeah. And I like to take some credit for that.
It's because of that.
Because of that. So,
That's
gosh,
funny.
That's really good.
I chose a lot of violence against my brother.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
You had to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for kicking that off. That was perfect. I love that. Do you have a story for us?
I do.
Okay.
Mine is a little bit different, kind of taking a full left turn. So I decided to bring up a story of an ex of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I dated this person for, we'll call it like 4 years, but it was very off and on throughout college. And this person, I mean, just kind of had a lot of things, going on.
Yeah.
And it was very, I won't call it like one-sided. There was definitely a lot of like care, like we definitely cared a lot about one another. But there were a lot of like questions. I remember just how I felt during that time, and I was very insecure. I was very, I 100% like always thought he was like cheating on me. And that was just like a big thing in our relationship, was like my insecurity and like, is he cheating? And he was very good at making it seem that he was not. And it was, to the point I look back now, and it was very gaslighty, right? Like it was very, like, oh, this is just like your insecurities and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, there was a gal, and there was like a reoccurring kind of suspicion that I had. He also changed his like passcode, to get into the phone, like almost every other day.
Red
like
flag.
I know. And so I think that I'd have the code cracked to like go through, and then it'd be, and I'm like, well, he probably, just wants to protect his privacy. Like I need blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I always knew something was going on. You have that gut feeling,
Women know.
And one day I was sitting in class, and I have never had this sensation in my entire life, where the downstairs was on fire, you guys. It was literally, this is so TMI also, everyone. But it was like the worst feeling ever. No. I went into like an urgent care, turns out I had gotten or was gifted an STD from, and then I was told that I must have been the one, sleeping around, and I still dated you guys, so this is kind of a story of like, and I still stayed,
Oh my God.
And so anyways, flash forward, he and I, break up, blah, blah, blah. I find out that not only did the person that he cheated on me with give me an STD, but he now has a child with this person.
Oh my God.
So, trust your gut. And I just thought that was like the most, like, honestly, like crazy,
that is
absolutely insane kind of story. Like I knew, and I'm like, this person, I'm like, they come up often and they're just friends and this, but no.
Oh my gosh.
Turns out the person was a
crazy.
little dirty, and in all the senses of the word. So I just thought that story like was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I know who you're talking about. Okay. And the fact that I've never had a dream about this person in my life, like I don't think about them twice, but in my dream, you and I were vandalizing this person's house.
Yes.
So it's very telling that it's coming up today.
Yeah.
I think that person can kick rocks, and I'll curb stomp them if I ever see them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me choosing violence.
I hope he's doing well, but there was definitely a time that, I would have loved to hit them with my car, for sure. If you've never had like an issue or whatever, I'm being very vulnerable about the whole like STD thing, but it's very normal. It's very, you hook up, things happen. Mm-hmm. You take your medication all the way through to completion. Mm-hmm. But that pain alone, like, I saw red, and I for sure came home and chose violence and, like, knocked over all of his guitars, and...
Oh, yeah.
I for sure chose violence in a couple of, again, very unhealed, very baby Ashley, but I was on fire, so... I was 20... I think I was 20. Mm-hmm. 20 years old.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
It'd be like that, like with a 19, 20, like you were an adult, but also just such a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's like
so true.
So much craziness and so much violence.
Yeah. So much, yeah.
At least choose it at that age.
Yeah.
It's like, I was young.
Yeah. It's like kind of out of our systems at this point.
Yeah.
We've all chosen a lot of violence
when
we were younger.
Yeah. One time I did put scalding hot coffee like in a mug that held heat really well. And I just kind of sat and waited for them to drink it like a little villain. Like and fully like burnt their mouth, and it was like so like I'm telling it like so hot, probably like 3rd-degree burns. He like literally had like, you know, your tongue starts to like almost come off a few days later.
Like they won't taste anything for weeks.
Yes.
Won't be tasting anyone else's pussy.
Yes.
So, okay, what's yours?
Okay, I have like 1.5 stories because I wanted to connect it with Jenn's, and I also want to connect it with yours.
Okay.
So I'll connect it with Jenn's first, and it's a childhood story where I chose violence. Anyone who knows like my sisters and I, they're always like, you guys are the cutest and you're so sweet to each other. And then like me and Anya will just like side eye each other and be like, yeah. You really are so cute together with me. Like, she and I know that we've been through some shit. Like, Rebecca and Anya, you know, that relationship, we always got along with Rebecca. But when it came to Anya and I, we were very physical and a little unhinged with each other. You know what it was? We watched way too much America's Next Top Model. That is all I can say about my relationship with Anya, is we were raised on a television show that promoted violence and a lot of other bad things.
Tyra Banks was such a bully.
Yeah,
such a bully. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a line in the show where the girls would just shout to each other like, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. And so Anya and I, being probably like 5 and 6 or 5 and 7 at this time, like I can literally picture it in my mind's eye. I'm at the bottom of the stairs. Anya's at the top of the stairs. We are throwing stuffed animals at each other, and the ones that hurt, the like not stuffy ones,
right?
Like, the ones who have like glass eyeballs, and like we are throwing them as hard as we can. And Anya and I are just repeatedly saying that line. You don't know what I've been through. As if we had like different childhoods and we're not like currently living our childhood together.
And you're under the age of 10. Like your woes were that like they ate the last of like the ice cream, you know?
I know. Like thinking about it is just it's so funny.
That's rich.
But that is when I chose violence. And Anya and I, like, there are countless stories where you know, like Anya and I would kick each other, pull each other's hair. But then when it came to Rebecca, like we were just little angels around her. Like Rebecca was like our little mommy, and we still call her little mommy. But with Anya and I, we were just like hooligans and just like street rats. Yeah. Constantly fighting and bickering. But then we grew out of it, and now we are all very peaceful, and we don't do that anymore. So
you guys called Rebecca little mommy?
Yeah, we did.
So I called Katie. James did sometimes, but mostly I did. Mom Junior.
Oh, that's so cute.
So there's a lot of parallels there.
Yeah. Were you really good with Katie, and was James really good with Katie?
Katie, if you're listening, I love you, and we get along great now.
Katie, press the forward button 2 times.
And James and my mom, speed up. No, we did not get along. Like I called her Mom Junior, like out of like spite, because we did not get along at all. Well, James and I were like besties, but like we would just like run around, we'd do everything together, and we would fight. But like, you know, little kid fight where it'd be like, I hate you, but like keep playing sorry.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. But Katie was too cool for us. She was upstairs, like on the computer.
Yeah.
You're on like Facebook.
AOL.
Illegally downloading music. Getting so many viruses to the family computer. And then once like we got older, you know, then we all got cool.
That's how sisters work, I think.
Yeah.
For sure. I want to hear your kind of other one. I do have like a little like family one as well, but I want to hear your ex one.
Okay.
I did just think of like a
family.
A sibling / family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So this story you've heard before.
Okay.
Jen, this hopefully will be a surprise to you. But so I dated this guy. This is about an ex. I dated this guy, and I can't say that there's like true violence in this particular story, but when I was thinking of like craziness that I've gone through, this is definitely one that I will never forget. So I was in Nashville with one of my ex-boyfriends, and we were drinking the night away. Like, I don't really know how I'm alive right now, but we were just like bar hopping, and it was fun. We were dancing. Like, it was a great night, all up until he like shouted in the streets. We're like in the street, and he like put his arms out wide, and he like had his head up to the sky. I'm like, oh, he's about to like profess his love for me for sure. But no, he shouted at the top of his lungs, "I'm gay!" And I remember I opened my phone and I was like, "Hey Siri, set a reminder for 9 a.m. tomorrow." And then I said his name. So and so is gay. like I did not want to forget that moment in my drunken stupor.
Oh.
But the basically when I think about this story, there were an incredible amount of flags that I think that possibly he's bi. I don't know. That's totally cool. But we're obviously maybe he should have told me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he is also the guy who ghosted me for 4 days. He, like, told me that he did not like to hang out with me. And I'm not kidding. Like, we would, like, play a board game. He'd be like, "What do you want me to do? Like, I play board games with you all day? Like, really, you want me to do that?"
That's why gay shouldn't have rights.
Yeah. Scum.
Oh my god. But the violence is that I allowed this to happen, and I dated him for like 2 months. But then I broke up with him, so we're all good. So, yeah, that's my story.
Is he dating a man?
No, he's with an 18-year-old girl right now, and he's my age, which is 28.
So he's a questionable character, just all the way around.
All around, questionable character. I think he just needs to tap into his true self, and I think that he'd be a really good couple with his best friend, who's a man.
Maybe get his balls fondled a little. See if he likes it. Sounds like he probably would.
Yeah.
I think that could crack the code.
Any thoughts?
Everyone finds out they're gay in different ways. I don't know, when you like get his balls fondled, I just imagine like Googling like ball fondlers.
Like ASMR.
Ew, can you imagine?
Okay guys, now we're gonna
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's more crazy in my head, but when I say it out loud it doesn't sound that wild. But to be in a committed relationship with someone, it was just a wild time in my life.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear about your other story though.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, my sister and I grew up on the same street as all of our male cousins.
The one you're dating?
Literally.
Yeah.
Not the one that I'm dating. And
that's a callback to a few episodes ago. That's
right. I'm not dating my cousin.
I love that you clarify that.
But once again, but when we were all younger, we used to go down to their house, and they had this incredible jungle gym that my Uncle John had built. He was just like the most handy person ever. He built their huge log cabin on the Grand River, like from scratch, like all by himself. It was nuts. The guy is like truly a wizard. So anyways, they've got this amazing tree house, but it had like the 2 silos, you know, and then each side had like the roof.
Yeah.
But they were each 3 stories. So like there was like the top story, there was like a middle section, and then there was also like a trap door on each side that you could lift up and go essentially into the basement.
Whoa.
And so we all used to, truly just terrorize the living shit out of one another in this treehouse. and we'd play the classic game of cops and robbers. But the way we'd play it was like break in. So like you had to like get in. There'd be like 2 people in, and everybody else had to try to like break in. And if you were able to get in, then the other people had to like go out, blah blah blah. And that's how you win. So over time, like we in the beginning would just have like lightsabers and things like that, and just be like hanging over the sides, like beating the crap out of each other trying to climb up.
Oh my gosh,
and
I can hear it.
It over time just escalated and escalated and escalated to the point where we were lugging like 5-pound buckets of boiling hot water up into like the treehouse, and it was part of like the strategy. So like it became where the 2 people that would be inside, like we would have strategy time with like your partner, and we would just come up with the crazy stuff. One of the things was like hot sauce, squirting hot sauce at people and trying to get it in their eyes. I mean, it was along with like physical, like bashing and whatever. But we ended up having to stop that because my sister and Nick, the like 2 youngest out of all of us, they would just cry and cry and cry.
Couldn't handle the heat.
They couldn't handle the heat. And so I don't know. I think fondly back to those memories because I think it made me who I am. I think it really toughened me up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. The boiling water is insane.
But yeah, it was terrible, and it would hurt. And we'd pour it down so there was like a slide too that you could like go up. So as people are climbing up, like an enclosed slide, they're just getting like smacked in the face with like boiling hot water, and then hitting their heads, slipping down the slide. It was quite
Was
violent.
anyone like injured or like burned?
Probably. never hospitalized, but definitely like burnt to the point where I remember they had a pool as well, and I remember at one point there was a burn that was so bad that like we had to like no stop crying. They were like scream crying, and you have to like tell the little ones like stop because you don't want to get in trouble. And we ended up just like launching them into the pool. Like, no, you're gonna be. It's fine. You'll be fine. Just get in the pool. Stop crying.
The sizzle. When they hit the water.
Gentle parents.
No, we're just teaching them how to swim.
Yeah, it's good.
You're like above the water like this. What they do with the babies that like jump in.
It was pretty wild. We definitely had like welts and stuff. At one point, like we had like CO2 powered paintball guns. Ooh. I mean, it was like nuts. It was like, we had a potato gun. That actually in close range hurts so fucking bad. I don't recommend trying it, but it is kind of a rite of passage to try. Getting hit like in the head with a large potato very fast.
Ow. Terrible. Ow.
So that was my childhood.
I love it.
Now I'm built tough.
Yes, you are.
And I love spicy food, so.
So that's why.
Yeah, that's why. So do we have any Reddit stories that we want to endeavor on?
Yes, we do. Okay. Should I start?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, we have some Reddit stories that we also wanted to look up, like where people either chose violence or there was violence involved. I'm gonna cut that out. Yeah, everyone clear their throats.
Is it easy for you to cut that out?
Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah, we're good. Okay, all right, are you guys ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay, am I the asshole for accidentally letting my sister-in-law get chemical burns on her face? Oh. All right, here we go.
Was this the boiling water one?
This is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is when if we put bleach in it or something.
Yeah, right? Okay, so my husband, 26 male, and I, 26 female, bought our first home 7 months ago. His younger sister, 16 female, who just got her license, frequently shows up unannounced and has trouble taking no for an answer. Last Friday, she came over after dinner and asked to stay the night. We agreed since we had no plans. She asked to shower, so we let her use ours as our guest bathroom is not stocked yet. I splurge on salon quality hair care products because my hair is unruly and my $27 shampoo bottle was brand new. Later, I found half the shampoo and nearly all of the conditioner was gone, along with my skincare scattered across the counter. She used almost $50 worth of my hair care products and all of my skin stuff, including my prescription skincare stored in the pharmacy bag. I asked her to bring her own products next time, as I was not comfortable with her and how much she used. I was in no way rude. I just explained that I splurge on really expensive products and I can't afford to have $50+ of product gone every time she showers here. She called me selfish in a passive-aggressive way and ended up leaving. By Tuesday, her skin was red, peeling, and breaking out terribly. At dinner with my in-laws Tuesday, she blamed me for not warning her about my skincare. I explained I hadn't expected her to dig through my drawers and use prescription products, which are expensive and took my skin weeks to adjust to. My father-in-law said I should pay for a doctor's visit, but my husband refused, arguing that at 16, she should know better and that it was inappropriate for her to look through my medicine bag to find the prescription product that was likely the culprit for the irritation. Am I at fault for not warning her? I wouldn't go through someone's personal products, let alone use their stuff if it wasn't my own. I would have been happy to share my skincare products. Not my prescription cream, though. She also brought up that I got mad using so much shampoo and conditioner and basically made me look really bad in front of my in-laws. Admittedly, I was upset about the shampoo and the conditioner and the fact that she left a huge mess on the counter, but I was very calm and just explained money is tight and we just bought our own house and I didn't want her to use months of product in one shower. Anyways, let me know what you all think. What do you guys think? Who wants to go first?
I think homegirl needs a lesson on boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, she's 16, so I feel like I get it. Like, anyone under 18, especially, is just a child. And, like, I did the stupidest stuff at 16. So, not saying, like, it's not her fault at all, but 16-year-olds are going to be 16.
True.
And, you know, she could have asked about the specific stuff. But I just think it's a lesson to be learned. But I don't think that the OP should be responsible necessarily.
Right.
But, you know, she's out money and products.
Yeah.
So.
True. What do you think?
I think she got exactly what she deserved. Like, I'm sorry, you play stupid games, bitch, you win stupid prizes. I'm sorry, you know, you fuck around and you find out. If you're gonna put, first of all, you're 16, you're not 10, so you know what, like, a prescription bag looks like. You know, like, when it has somebody's name on it with a doctor's name on it, you know that that's, like, prescription. I don't know why glaring alarm bells were not going off in your head, and why instead you decided, oh, I'm going to lather this shit up and slap it on my face. Like, that's just bad deductive reasoning. Right? That's just, like, bad, you know, thought process there. So, that sucks, you know, that your skin got messed up, but maybe don't go trifling. Like, maybe don't go, like, rummaging through other people's things and then using it. Also, what's going on with how much shampoo and conditioner, like, what was happening in there? What the hell? Like, what was going on? How... Like, washing, okay, I understand people that, you know, do, like, a 2 shampooing. I do that. Like, I do...
Like a double
shampoo. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, I get that. That's, like, a quarter amount twice. So that's, like, 50 cents. That's, like, you know, 2 quarters. Half of a bottle is, like, nuts.
Yeah.
Like, was she rubbing it on the walls? Is there more to the story here? What was happening in the shower? Does she have, like, a disdain for the OP? Like, was she just, like, flipping it upside down and, like, dumping it down the you know?
Yeah.
There's some more backstory there, or the girl just is a little bit out to lunch. But yeah, I mean, just a good lesson, good learning lesson. Don't go putting other people's products, like, on your skin. And for her to have used all the skincare as well, not just the prescription, that's a good learning too. I mean, our skins are very sensitive. Our epidermis can only handle so much, little girl. So I think, I mean, that sucks. Her skin will heal. And don't do that shit again. I don't know.
Don't do it.
What are your thoughts?
Who didn't teach her about the dollop size though? Like, I feel like I was like 3 years old when I was taught, okay, this is how much shampoo you should have in your hand. It's a dollop. You know? Like, it is such a specific amount. You're not dumping the entire, that would be like 3 handfuls of shampoo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that would be such an obscene amount.
I feel like if you want to use an obscene amount of product, like if you're doing an everything shower and it's just like one of those, like, go for it, but with your own stuff.
True.
Like if I was ever using anyone else's stuff, I would like
be conservative with it.
Yeah. So. For sure. And with the whole like her own skincare stuff, the prescription bag would be very intimidating. I would stay away from that prescription bag. Like I would feel very comfortable using someone's face wash if it was like an over-the-counter face wash, but if it had any label with their name on it, stay the fuck away from that, right? Like,
I'd be shaking it to see if it would rattle.
Yeah, true. Like, what kind of meds are they on?
Right. Maybe that's what it was, though, you guys. Maybe she, like, thought, you know, like, in, like, a rebellious teenage thing, like, ooh, I'm gonna use her prescription, you know? Like, maybe she was, like, trying to...
so high right now.
Like, I'm gonna... like, I'm gonna put this on my face, and, like, the walls are gonna start, like, I'm gonna start seeing cool colors. Like, I don't know, maybe she thought something trippy was gonna happen. Maybe she thought she was gonna benzo out. I don't know. I personally think it's kind of hilarious. Something similar happened, like, with my sister. We have 2 very different, like, skin types. And when was it? She came to visit me at some point, and she used some of my product, and I had... it's from The Ordinary, and this is not sponsored, but it could be. Love The Ordinary, love your shit. But it was like a red mask, and I forget what they're called.
Yes, it tingles.
It tingles. And
oh my gosh, I just used it yesterday.
It's incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
But it's for certain kinds of skin types.
Yes, for sure.
And she has a little bit, I'll say, like, maybe more like oily. And so what, you know, the way that it absorbed was like it like sucked immediately into her face, and she came into the room and just had her face just looked literally like inflamed. Like I thought she was having like an allergic reaction, and she probably was to a degree. It's the acid.
Yeah. Like acid peel. It's
like
a peel.
But it literally says acid on it. And she went in there and she's like, she's like, my face hurts. And I'm like, what have you done? You know? And she goes, I just used your face peel. I thought it was like a face mask. And so that, you know, but that is what happens if you use other people's products. Not everything is for you. That's why people spend time buying products that are expensive, because they know it works for them.
Right.
Anyways, that little 16-year-old.
She got what was coming to her.
She did.
She kind of did. And, okay, but the fact that, what do you guys think about the dad thinking that that the OP should be responsible for buying a doctor's visit? Right?
The girls are sisters?
The girls are, like, it's her boyfriend's...
Or husband's...
Or maybe her husband's sister. Yeah.
I still think that's stupid. I would probably still think that's stupid either way.
Yeah.
Right?
Why don't you go back to work, old man? Why don't you go back to work and whip out your Blue Cross Blue Shield and take your own fucking daughter to the doctor?
Whip it out.
And if you don't, maybe he doesn't have a job. Maybe he, you know, whatever. And he's like, well, the girls have needed to get in for their yearly physical. Yeah. Why don't you foot the bill? Please. I think it's ridiculous.
It's also like, what? Like, the girl didn't have any understanding of boundaries. Or, you know, like, why is this the husband's, or, you know, like, this wife's responsibility?
Yeah,
like, why did the girl know not to do that?
Exactly.
Like, you're still the dad.
Yeah.
Learned behavior.
Yeah. Just, I don't know.
It's her own damn fault. Not the asshole. What do you think? Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
You go.
I'd also like to add a little bit of, like, maybe we can do some snaps for the husband standing up for his wife, though. We don't often hear, you know, good stories like that.
It's very
where
rare.
they stand up, but good for him on that.
Where they stand up. I just imagine them all sitting.
And
the
now
bar is so low. The bar for men is so low.
They just never stand up ever. They're just always sitting down.
They're like, wow.
Do we have another one?
Yeah, would you care to read one?
Sure.
Okay, let me get it. up. Okay. Would you rather read, am I the asshole for telling a woman off after she asked me to put clothes on at a nude hot spring? Mm-hmm. Or, am I the asshole for accidentally raising my voice at my wife for throwing away her dishes and clothes because she won't wash them and just buy new ones?
I like the nude one.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one seems a little loaded.
I
accidentally raised my voice.
It's loaded.
I accidentally put my hands on her.
Yeah.
It was all an accident, and she pushed me to that point.
Yeah.
And it's her fault.
Right. Because she didn't do this.
Right.
Okay.
Like, already yes. The answer to yes is that one.
Okay, so this one is, am I the asshole for telling a woman off after she asked me to put on clothes at a nude hot spring? I am using a throwaway because I'm not going to become known as the nude hot spring guy. just a little PSA about his Reddit lore, apparently. Yeah. So there's a natural hot spring only about an hour drive away from where I live. It's on public land and a relatively well-known hot spot. Get it? The hot spring explicitly allows for nudity, and there are signs up warning prudes who have complained for years that yes, people are allowed to be nude here. I've been going there about once a week recently, and every time I get nude. I like to go Sunday mornings because it's mostly empty. Last Sunday, I arrived and stripped down per usual. There was another woman there who was using the springs as well, and I chatted with her a bit. After about 20 minutes, another woman arrived and came over to talk to me. This woman explained that her 3 kids were around the corner and wanted to use the hot springs as well. I could see them down the trail. They looked to be in the age ranges of 12 to 6. I was really confused because there was plenty of room still, so I told her very confusedly, okay. She was trying to subtly tell me that what she really wanted, but had to spell it out for me. She then asked me to get decent. I was just taken aback at first, and I told her no. I wasn't done using the spring, and I only had the clothes I was going to wear back home. She then told, not asked, me to leave so her kids could use the spring. This pissed me off, so I told her to go fuck herself, and we argued for a bit. She ended up storming off. The lady who was in the spring got up and out and told me that I'm an asshole, so I called her a bitch. I left about 20 minutes later, and I saw the woman and her kids walk back to their car. I waved her off and told her to enjoy the hot springs, and she flipped me off. While I was really angry in the moment, I'm starting to feel like I got dragged down to her level and made an ass out of myself. What are your opinions?
He is not the asshole. I think that he reacted a little slightly violent, like the like go fuck yourself and the whole flipping off. Slightly violent when there are children involved. But it's a nude hot spring, bitch. Go to a fuck another one. Like we don't need you and your clothes here. Where clothes are, what's the word? Optional, thank you. Like, you can go alone, but don't bring kids to a nude hot spring. Yeah. What the hell? Go home, Karen.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it would be a little weird to be a grown man defending being naked around children, but that's not really the perspective. You know, like, if it is a nudist hot spring, don't bring your kids there. But, well, I don't think he's that, like, you know, she shouldn't have been demanding him to leave. I still feel like if he goes there once a week, couldn't he have just given this one to the kids? You know, like, put your pants on.
That's a fair point.
I don't know, like,
yeah.
I don't know. Always depends on the vibe, you know? But sometimes you have to choose violence. Call him a bitch and stay naked, despite there being minors around. And that's fair.
Yeah. There should be like an age limit. Like, it should be like nude, like the sign should be like nude hot springs 18 and up or whatever it is.
Only.
Yeah, like I feel like the nude, like that's one law, but there needs to be another law about age. Like, so that we can know if, like, he is truly in the right or not, because I completely get what you're saying. It's like...
Did you know that in Wisconsin, there's, like, an annual, nudist bike ride?
No!
Ouch!
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like, hundreds of people do it.
That's a scene.
And, like, I don't remember how it's legal, but it is, apparently.
Wow.
It's just a ton of
That is wild.
nudist bicyclists.
Wow.
I don't get it, personally.
I have to imagine that would be so uncomfortable for a man. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have the dangles, but I can only...
Yeah.
Oh, God, and now I'm picturing it, and I'll make myself sick just thinking about, like, the nuts dangling outside of the seat. That makes me ill. Good for them, though. They used to do a naked mile in Ann Arbor every year at Michigan. Yeah. There's a good American Pie movie about it. But they used to, there was the naked mile, and you could, like, run for a mile naked in Ann Arbor.
Wow.
And they did it for, like, decades. But what do I think about this person? I don't necessarily think he's not an asshole, but I also, like, get where he's coming from. Mm-hmm. I think that the way that he handled it was a little bit too much, to your point. Like, is this really the hill you want to fucking die on about, like, being naked around kids, bro? You come here every week. Maybe they're from out of town, too. Here's a perspective. Maybe
it's not the kid's fault. Like, if the kid's mom really is just a bitch, at the end of the day, it's their kids. It's not their fault. And an angry, naked man screaming at them or their mom is going to hurt them.
Yeah.
Even though the woman is in the wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, it just all around, don't bring your kids to, I think, a nude hot spring. Maybe they didn't know. I always like to err on the side of, like, benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're from out of town and they didn't know that it was, like, a nudist thing going on. Right. She probably could have asked nicer. He probably could have gotten up to leave. I think just all around, it's kind of a crazy hill to die on. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like, of all the things that can go on in your lives, needing to be naked, like, I mean, I get it, though. Like, if he was enjoying himself, and it's weird that this lady's bringing kids, all around, I kind of get both sides. I don't necessarily think he's an asshole. I think anger management might be helpful.
Yeah.
That could be helpful, because if he's freaking out about, that, probably freaking out about a lot of things, like, in his life, you know? So, it's hilarious, though. Yeah. I'd love to go. Like, I would love to go to a nudist hot spring.
Bring the kids.
Bring the whole family.
Make it a family activity.
Grandma and her badonkadonk.
Grandma would love, probably. Honestly.
She would slay.
Grandma a little bit of a freak, though. I'm kidding, Anna. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My goodness. She's a saint. But wouldn't you, I feel like I would really, really enjoy that. When I was in Italy, there was, like, a section of the beach, it was so funny, right on the Mediterranean, basically where my friends and I were sitting was, like, the last little sliver of, like, where majority of people went with clothes on, and there was no, like, hard line or anything, but it was, like, directly next to us. Two people walked down the beach. We had a good, like, size of the beach. We got there really early. And next thing we know, we just look over and there's two butt-ass naked people next to us and we're like, hey! We're like, okay. And then just more. It was like, then the beach just filled up and everybody was naked. And I was like, ooh, like, I kind of want to join, but nobody that, like, I was with wanted to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to, like, scar everybody on my study abroad and, like, I'm not going to let this circulate. You know, I'm not going to let this be my lore of, like, the next 6 weeks with these people is that, like, I just had to get naked, you know?
Oh, let this circulate, like, talk.
Yeah.
Let this circulate.
Yeah. Well, that too. That's why the idea of just being, like, I'm a big bath person, you know? Yeah. And so the idea of just being, like, in a hot spring, it's just, like, a big old bath.
Right.
Sounds great.
A natural bath. I've always wanted to go to one.
Yeah.
Sounds so nice. But, yeah, that was a silly one.
Yeah.
That was good.
I love it.
I did think of a story about choosing violence, but it might be inappropriate, so...
We can always cut it.
We can cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
I think let it fly.
Here, sorry, I didn't want it to get tangled up.
Oh, you're good.
Can I vape first? Can we cut this?
Yeah, cut it. Vape it.
Sorry, not me taking the mic to take a break.
No.
Not me taking the mic to be like, wait, can we stop?
No, it's great. It's good.
We love it. That's what we're here for.
You gotta.
Okay, so there was this time that I was working at a daycare, and I'd worked at this daycare for like 2 years. I was 19 at the time, I believe, 19 or 20, and the situations of the workplace were not good, as most childcare scenarios. You know, just like being overworked, being like way out of ratio, super crazy. And I wanted to leave, so I told the boss, you know, it was very family style, which should have been the biggest red flag.
Yeah.
You know, like, I always hung out with, like, the boss and, like, her kids, and, like,
too close.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell, you know, I went over to my boss's house, and I tried to tell her, like, I'm going to put in my 2 weeks, because also there was a mom at the daycare that I kind of liked.
Oh.
So that was also kind of a little motivation.
Yeah.
And, like, we were friends. So the boss, realizing that she was going to be short-staffed, typical childcare, was like, no, please don't quit. You know, like, talk me out of it. You know, being 19, and, you know, I got, like, talk me out of it. And so, the mom at the daycare, she was, like, 26, 27, so she had a house, and I was staying there, and, you know, I was like, oh, like, quitting didn't really work out, so, as a 19-year-old, I then was drinking that night with her, and we decided to do some stick and pokes.
Oh,
some
man.
tattoos.
Yeah. So, that was, like, my rebellion, was, like, getting these really horrible stick and poke tattoos and getting, like, plastered drunk. And we also had the, like, self ear piercing things that you get that, like, damage
they're
your
so bad
ears.
for them. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I did not know my drinking limit as a 19-year-old, and she did not really factor that in, and none of us really cared. So I was like, I drank like a whole fifth.
Damn.
Like, it was like,
of what?
I don't even remember. Like, it was like, I don't know, some bottle of something. Like, and it was just horrendous. Like, but I had to work the next morning at 7.
And with kids.
With kids. With her kid. Because her kid was, like, in my classroom. So this was like a daycare, you know. So, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm passed out on the couch because we were drinking all night. And morning comes around. She knew I had to work and she had to bring her kid in. So she, like, picks me up, like, brings me to the car, like, and literally drove me in because she was like, I know you're not sober enough to drive, so I'm going to drive you.
But you can watch my kid.
Meanwhile, this whole time, I was still grooving. Like, I was
I'm sure.
I was on a different planet.
Days.
Like, I was like, pump that music. Like,
like, let's
7
go.
a.m., let's go.
Oh my gosh.
My boss texted me and said, hey, are you on your way? Because it was 7:30. I was supposed to be there at 7. And I said, bitch, I might be.
Oh my god.
And I was like in the passenger seat reading it off, and I was like, oh, she wants to know when I'll be there. And she was like, what'd you say? I was like, bitch, I might be. And she's like, so she knew that I was like plastered.
Oh my gosh.
But she was so nervous about getting in trouble, or, you know,
like for hanging out with you.
Yeah, or just anything. So her thought, she dropped me off at the daycare, and I brought in her kid. And you could have dropped me off at a 7-Eleven and told me that was work, and I would have been like, all right.
Yeah. Work,
So I go in, and I pick up our, like, little binder of, like, papers, and I just drop it immediately, like, in front of everybody. And then, like, my coworker comes up, and she's like, hey. And she notices immediately, and she's like, get. And she, like, grabs my collar, my shirt, and she's like, get in the kitchen now. And she, like, sits me down like I'm one of the kids. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and she's like, I'll handle this later because, you know, it's like the drop-off time when school's starting. And, you know, only having, like, 5 kids comes to, like, 15 real quick. And, you know, parents are, you know, it's like, great. Now my co-teacher's drunk. So she goes to go handle it all. Love her. She's a saint. And I decided it would be fun to play hide and seek. And I start...
Oh my God.
I start poking my head out this kitchen door. And she's like... and I just run. And like, I'm just like running around this playground.
Oh my God.
Having the best time.
Having the time of my fucking life. I even like ended up running into one of the parents that was dropping off their child. And, you know, was like, oh, here's so-and-so. And I was like, thanks. We might get cut this part out. But she was like... She left and called my boss, who wasn't there yet, and was like, Miss Jennifer smells like liquor.
Oh, no.
Damn.
Yeah. So then, the boss comes, you know, I'm being, like, chased around. It was so funny. So funny to think about now. And the boss, like, grabs me by my collar, like my coat teacher did, and was like, get in the fucking car.
Oh, no.
But that was what I needed to be able to leave.
Yeah.
It was just like literally the next day, and I was like, and it was in the car with my boss. I was still drunk. Like I was like chilling. I was like, what's up? And I was like, hey, I tried to quit. Like,
true.
True. Yeah.
So it all ended up working out. You might find yourself drunk in a daycare at 19.
7 a.m.
But hey, no police. That's a win. A win is a win. A win is a win.
Small wins.
A win is a
A win
win.
is a win.
A win is a win here. Oh my
Bitch,
gosh,
I might be is fucking
that is
iconic.
hilarious.
That is
Bitch,
so
I might be.
iconic.
I like
I'm
don't remember
obsessed.
it at all.
Yeah.
Besides
Oh my
like the
gosh.
bits and pieces.
Oh my gosh, that is a wild story.
That's a good story.
It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Well, honestly, everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
You tried to quit. They basically would not let you. They gaslit you to thinking that you wanted to continue to work there. So you're like, you know what? I don't fucking care anymore. You get drunk and then potato.
Done and done.
You're done and done. Oh my gosh. What a good episode. I'm so happy that we were able to do all this. Are we good over there? Okay, sweet. Okay. Let's...
Oh my gosh.
Ashley just hit the
Oh.
wop or the nay-nay?
Sometimes you just have to like shake it out, you know.
So using the Tia, did it smell?
Oh yeah.
That's what the whispering just reminded me of.
Tia.
And like the lip.
Like,
What is going on, you guys?
there's a TikTok and there's a creator, and honestly, I don't even want to like talk about this person, but there's so much lore behind her. She has like 1 million people that have like gone out and like made like fake accounts, like impersonating her or like pretending. So I don't want to like give her more publicity than she has. But basically, this lady is like a mom, and she's got these kids, and they've gotten like CPS has been called, and all these things. And she goes on dates with, her name is Ash Trevino.
Oh, jeez.
And
I know her.
Yeah, but she does this video where she's like, Tia, did it say so?
And like her lips, it's like,
Oh,
Did
gosh.
it? Yeah. So.
Oh, no. That's juicy.
Yeah.
You guys, what a fucking banger of an episode.
This is a really good one.
Our very
Yeah.
first guest.
I haven't even asked my question yet.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's
Yeah.
So I thought of this,
hear it. Okay.
and it's which internet character or memed person, whatever, that's historically cringy, do you low-key relate to? Yes.
I have one, and it's an immediate yes. And I'm just gonna do the face. It's the meme, and if you guys get it, I hope that you do. It's like, think about like 2012, okay?
Okay.
This one.
I'm going back there right now in my mind.
Is it the little girl in the car seat?
No, it's not.
Wait,
It's not
wait.
the little girl in the car seat. It's like that.
Wait, the like this one? Like
Yes, yes, like
Oh,
Like
the,
your hand is
the,
like,
the defuck.
yeah, yeah,
yes.
The fuck.
like I like to a soul level, I identify as that, because in my head, anything that anyone ever tells me is basically, that's my reaction in my own head, is like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And also, like, why does it matter so fucking much? Like, take a fucking chill
Fair.
pill. You know what I mean?
I'm talking dig deep and like the cringe ones. So for example, because I thought of two people.
Okay.
One is Nina, the fish girl.
Oh, are we talking like, okay, yep.
And the second one is...
Wait, Nina, the girl that goes,
Nina.
Nina.
Yeah.
And the second
I
one...
grew up Buddhist, so I can stand.
You can stand on one, like,
The second one is
Balls.
this bride that... It was this TikTok, I don't even know the names, but she was like, surprise my wedding guest with a shuffle dance or something. And like a second dance, or no, it's not a second dance, second dress and shuffle dance.
Okay.
She comes out on her wedding and starts shuffling in front of all of her guests. And I just think
that's like kind of iconic, yeah.
And it's so hard to watch. And like, I've never been married and I can't shuffle, but every time I see that video, I can't help but feel a piece of me. And I'm like,
yeah,
I could just like,
that.
shouldn't have done that. Wrong time, wrong place.
Aww.
But like, I can just
relate.
I resonate a little bit. Like, I don't know if she was like a youngest sibling or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Nina, the fish girl, as funny as that video was, you know, she was only like a child, like literal child. I don't know how old she was. So I just relate to like not knowing how to act.
I love it.
Or you know, like when she was like, I just said the Buddhist thing and like I'm not.
Like, wants to belong.
Yeah. Like I can relate to like not even necessarily like lying or making sometimes like I said that. But, like, I don't know why.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Or just like being like so like cringy and like annoying. Like I get it.
Yeah.
You know, like
all of us have it in us.
Yeah. Like what internet cringe do you like? I feel like it could have been you in a past life.
I got it.
Oh.
Yes.
Country boy.
Shake it for me.
No, there was a little girl that like got on to YouTube, and this is like, God, probably circa like 2010.
I need to look this up.
And we'll put this on the Instagram too. It is fucking hilarious. But basically, it was when like Mac computers were coming out, like webcams were becoming a thing.
Is it a Vine?
Yeah, it was a Vine.
Oh, I love you!
Right.
Country boy, I love you.
Okay, yes.
So like the
oh my God.
at the end, like it's
so
just
good.
I think it's so me, and like I feel like I made videos like that like when I was younger of just like certain songs, and then like at the end they're somewhere. I know my parents have them, but but there are videos for sure of me at the end being like, like I thought I killed that shit.
It's slaying,
and so I just like the false sense of confidence, and then like posting it to the internet. I just like I relate with that one a lot. And then
I'm so glad that like when like we were growing up, you couldn't post those videos online really. Like, we would make the home videos on like the Sony cam, and like that's kind of where it would stay. Like I did have embarrassing shit on Facebook as I like got a little bit older, but every time I see like a young child going viral for posting something I would have made that's in my parents' basement right now, I'm like prayers up. Like sorry.
Yeah.
For real.
Did you think of another one?
Yeah, I'm absolutely Demi Lovato when the interviewer said
Poot when she's poot.
You are. Wait, I am.
No, you're not poot. No, not that.
Poot Lovato.
I am a little
the lore of her literally having a twin sister because
in
that
the
one bad picture.
Oh wait, I was thinking Debbie Ryan.
When she's like,
but that's what I was
Debbie
like. I
Ryan.
could see you feeling like that on the like being like that. Wait, I was thinking Debbie Ryan.
Okay, you guys are hilarious. Okay, so both of those might be in my blood a little bit too. Debbie Ryan.
I don't view you as Debbie Ryan,
here.
but I could like if she was
Like,
your spirit animal, I'd be like, sir, like, I get it. I could see
I went up to the executive of Disney, and she was like, she looked so coked out. She's like, and you know what I told him? I told him that I wanted to make history. And that's what we did here. And it was literally for like a Disney movie. It's like, whoa, chill out, Debbie.
Oh my God! If you guys,
I relate with that one a
I
little.
actually love that a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Camp Rock.
I was thinking,
That one's
Camp Rock,
Debbie.
100%. Yes, Camp Rock is Demi Lovato. But
really
it's
good.
when the interviewer was like, "What's your favorite dish?"
Oh, the
Like
mugs.
eating food, and she goes, "I just love mugs. I just love a good mug." Because it's warm inside and you got a good handle. Like, literally
So funny.
exactly
You can put
what
soup
just
in
happened.
it, yeah.
Like, you asked the question and I took it in a completely opposite direction.
That's so fair.
And I run with it. You know what I mean? Like, I just think we're, like, everyone is in my mind and, like, oh, we're totally connecting right now.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm just
so
going to
fair.
spill everything that's on my heart and you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. But sometimes it's just people are like, oh, I didn't mean that. I meant something completely different. But I do like the Poot Lovato. It's inside.
Poot Lovato. We'll also post a picture of Poot for everybody to view. I did have one more. This might have also been a Vine, but it was the sitting on toilet. Sitting on toilet. Like the way that number one, that like song just like controlled like my life at that time. The way that I'd sing it like in my head when I was, in the bathroom, like it's just, it always came to mind. But also like that is some shit to this day that like I will send people, you can attest, like I will send Snapchats of me doing just like the most random stuff, and I'm like, oh, don't mind me, you just got like a frontal wedgie, just gonna go ahead, just like kind of like gut mooding it, just like saying what's on the top of my head. I'm always making like a little jingle too, like throughout my day, whether it's for my cats or just like what I'm doing, like making a little coffee for myself. Like I just sing to myself all the time.
100%.
And so it's so cringy, but like I just relate.
Yeah.
For sure. I love this question.
I know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking that.
Because I love to be cringe after, it's like, I don't like to be corny or cheesy, but like sometimes like being cringy is really just being yourself. And sometimes I just, people go viral for being cringy, and I can't help but feel a little bit bad because I'm like, I've done so much work.
So true.
Time, so.
Yeah. And we're here to tell you to be your cringy self. Because we are.
But not on my For You page.
But true. But like what's really great too about being cringy is finding, like, knowing like the friends or the people in your life that you can be that cringy like version of yourself with. There's nothing better than like knowing, like, when I FaceTime my sister and like I'll make like 5 chins, and like just be, like, it's so cringy, like that ever was on the internet, like I'd cancel myself. But like just knowing that there's like those people in the universe too that you can be that with, I think is just really special. Yeah. So this was such a fun episode. Like, we have to do this again.
I know.
We'll have to do it again.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jenn.
Yay.
Woo!
Until next time, bitches.
Bye.
Bye. Woo, that was so fun. I also didn't realize how bad I needed pee until just then.
Go do it. I know. It's always like right after. Yay! That was a great epi. Okay, so we're good on there?
I was getting nervous because look at this.